Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, what happened today? We had a lot of big stuff happen, including a big CPI inflation reading. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what happened to Bitcoin and this massive price target that this model predicts. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. Unfortunately, we're a little bit lower than this morning. We're at 58.8. Obviously, if you're looking at it, we're still going sideways. But you know what? This morning looked like we were going to crack 62,000 once again, especially after this big CPI inflation reading. In fact, the U.S. market actually did okay. NASDAQ barely squeezed out a green. But it did seem like tech was being sold off today. Even with CPI inflation reading coming below expectations, 0.2% in July. Overall, we're at 2.9%. And things are looking better. Still, got Wall Street a little spooked. If you're looking at the prediction, the percentage prediction for rate cuts next month, now it's gone a little bit more in favor of just a 25 basis point cut. 62.5% for 25 basis points, 37.5 for 50 basis points, which unfortunate is not what we want. We want a bigger cut next month. All right, we need to stop the staleness. We need to spur up economic activity. We need to get people excited about the economy and spending once again, right? But yeah, that's what happened this morning, right? And unfortunately, if you're looking at it, our fear level actually went down. We were at 30 yesterday, and I was talking about how silly that was, considering that Bitcoin was at 60,000. And now we're at 29. We slipped deeper into the fear zone. This should not be the case, right? Why are we in the fear zone? Well, there's a couple things that happened today. But despite what's happened, we should still not be in the fear zone. And I'll tell you why. But one of the things that caused fear today was this. The U.S. government decides to move another 10,000 Bitcoin away, right? And they still hold 203,000 Bitcoin. So why is the U.S. government moving 10,000? We don't know. Are they going to sell it? They've been moving a lot more recently, more and more and more, and it's causing a lot of fear. A lot of fear, right? I think this is a mistake, obviously. This is part of what was confiscated from Silk Road. And many presidential candidates have said that they just want to move whatever is confiscated to the Treasury Department and utilize it as a strategic reserve. That's what should be done, not, they should not be sold off, right? So this caused a little FUD today. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because it's distracting people from all the goodness. You may be wondering, what goodness? Well, there's a lot of goodness. Look at this. The State of Wisconsin Investment Board, okay, they just revealed they have bought, nearly $100 million worth of BlackRock ETF. This is the state of Wisconsin. This is just a state. This is not a country, not a company. This is a state, okay, they have revealed they have close to $100 million into Bitcoin ETFs. Morgan Stanley also reported they hold 5.5 million shares of BlackRock's ETF, right? And remember Mara? Remember Mara said that they were raising $250 million to buy more Bitcoin? Well, they were oversubscribed. They actually secured $300 million instead. And they purchased 4,144 Bitcoin, roughly $249 million, right? Boosting their reserve to over 25,000 Bitcoin. So obviously, a lot of buying still going on. Those that know continue to load up. Bitcoin is scarce. Bitcoin's demand only increases and supply only decreases. Overall, the price will catch up, right? But today, unfortunately, we did have a lot of panic for whatever reason. Today, there's really nothing that should have caused panic. But if you're looking at an ETFs, right now, without BlackRock's numbers, pretty red. Outflows from all major ETF providers, including Grayscale, at a minus 84.1 million. Large outflow, but again, we don't have BlackRock's numbers. Tomorrow we will. I think it's going to show a massive increase. Again, those that know continue to load up. Those that believe and understand Bitcoin and wants to opt out of all the central bank shenanigans, they're loading up. Everyone else that still doesn't quite understand, they're falling for the FUD, unfortunately. They're being reactive and selling while others are selling. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to buy when others are fearful. Here's another example. Norwegian Central Bank bought a staggering 1.1 million shares of MicroStrategy, even though they didn't buy Bitcoin. But MicroStrategy is like a Bitcoin play, right? The Swiss Central Bank bought 466,000 shares of MicroStrategy. We're talking about two central banks here. We're not just talking about normal banks. Central banks of Norwegian and Switzerland. That is crazy. That is crazy. Again, even central banks and whoever runs them understands that you got to load up on Bitcoin, or in this case, Bitcoin related stock. Okay. And many others have done so with ETFs. That's kind of crazy if you think about it. That's really crazy, right? When will the Federal Reserve buy MicroStrategy stock? When will Powell say we now hold 1 million or 5 million shares of MicroStrategy? I don't know. But if you think about it, that's kind of crazy, right? Now, outside of, these central banks and companies, long-term holders understand. Long-term holders bought 374,000 Bitcoin in recent weeks, even though the price have trended downwards, but accumulation is only getting stronger and going upwards, right? Absolutely fantastic. Again, those that understand, those that are in the know, will know to continue to DCA, right? Now, a couple other things. This Bitcoin model, the one that I used in my thumbnail, is predicting Bitcoin to be at 164,000 by 2025. Now, there are many models that makes a lot of predictions, but this one has been pretty darn accurate, okay, since the beginning. It's not exact, but the way this is going, it's predicting Bitcoin to be 164,000. However, this is discounting everything else that's going on, right? Including the ETFs and central banks and private companies and public trade companies that are loading up on Bitcoin. So even though this prediction has been right so far, this is the very first cycle where we have seen institutions really lead the way and take charge, unlike all previous cycles led by retail. So it could be very, very different, right? But nevertheless, we know that higher highs are coming, okay? We got a triangle consolidation here, and there are many, many other charts and models that show that Bitcoin is going to go a lot higher by the end of this year and, of course, next year. So all you have to do is stay strong, stay focused, don't fall for the FUD, and continue to hold on DCA. That's really it. Let the gains come to you. All right. Now, outside of Bitcoin, we got several other big caps, alts that are doing well. Today, you guys may have noticed Toncoin is up substantially, up 10% after landing on Binance launch pool. Okay, anything to do with Binance is pretty big. But I also reported that they are launching a 40 million ton ventures fund which will be used to incubate new games and memes on top, and dApps on top of Ton, which is pretty substantial as well. And you have others like Pith, who is their decentralized oracle like Chainlink, right? They just partner with Ton. Pretty good. Of course, you need real-time data fetching, and that's what Pith provides, right? So they're doing quite well. They're doing quite well. What other news is there? Tap to pay using USDC on iPhones coming soon. Ooh. A lot of people do use like Apple Pay and Samsung Pay where they just use their phones to pay. Imagine now using your phone to pay in USDC. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Last thing that's cool is I saw this. Crypto.com becomes official UEFA Champions League partner. Crypto.com just continues to make big brand partnerships. I'm not a big soccer guy, but I did a little research. That seems to be the premier league in Europe for soccer or football, however you want to call it. I mean, they are still getting the word out, right? So good for them. Good for them indeed. All right. Outside of that, that's pretty much it. Overall, today is a pretty sideways day. Oh, today is Wednesday, right? Today's Wednesday. That means it's DCA day. So I already brought this up. Let me refresh it. Here's the thing, okay? Despite all the volatility, despite the up and downs, overall, all time, this DCA portfolio is still up 34%. And it's surprising because this week seemed pretty bad, but even week over week, up about 3%. So a little bit better than last week. I forgot what I DCA'd into. I think it was just Bitcoin and Solana last week. But overall, right, of course, this is off from its all-time high. All-time high was like at 100%. But still, when you DCA over a long term, right, and I'm not panic selling with this portfolio. I'm not trying to trade, not using anything crazy, any crazy strategies, right? Simply holding a DCA, it still works. Still works. Sometimes you don't want to overcomplicate things. All right, as for this week, what should I DCA into? You know what? This week, I already did Bitcoin and Solana, right? So maybe I don't have a ton. Do I have any ton in here? Because I don't. Because ton continues to make a lot of moves. And I don't have any ton. That's crazy. Why don't I have any ton in here? Yeah, I'm going to have to add some. I think I'm going to add $50 in a ton. It's $100 every single week. So I'm going to add $50 a ton and I'll just put $50 more into Bitcoin. When in doubt, Bitcoin below 60,000 is a steal. At 58.8, in my opinion, is a steal. So let's add $50 in Bitcoin. All right, and then let's add ton. All right, so this week added a little bit more Bitcoin. Let me double check if I added that right. No, I added $500. Ooh, and I have 500. No, these are not right. I gotta correct this. But I add one more zero there. Yeah, that's right. And then last week, I gotta edit that. All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's like 50-50, right? So I had $50 to Bitcoin, $50 in Toncoin. All right, that's it. Let's do some Q&A. Another George sent me a $20 super chat above. I do appreciate that. E-Money says, y'all still panicking? It does seem like a lot are panicking. Robert says, how far can the price dip? I do not know. But I do know that we were just at $49,000. Did you buy at $49,000? Naveed is asking about Fetch AI. Will the price bounce back? Yes, it will. Bert is asking BDC, Coinbase, or BDC ETF. BDC is always number one. Coinbase in this case would be 2, and the Bitcoin ETF would be 3. A lot of people are talking about sold to 1K. What do you think? Oh, I think it's going to go way more than 1K. I think it's going to end up being like 2 or 3K. I think 1K is definitely on the table, but I think we're going to go higher than that. What's your fun guess on DCA portfolio's peak value for this cycle? It's like 23,000 right now, right? 23,000, I think. I think 24,000. I think this will be in the 200,000 range. I honestly think that would not be shocking. That would not be shocking. Right now, it does seem like it, but the whole point of this portfolio is to show you guys the power of DCA and why it's good to be diversified. Right now, it's I'm following my rule almost exactly to a T. 50% in Bitcoin and then 25% in big caps and everything else. I think you guys will be shocked by the end of 2025 where this portfolio will be. Joe is asking, what do you think about G-Fall? I don't know. I don't want to say not a big fan. I just don't know enough about it. Omar, I said this yesterday. Too many people asked about Sui for the wrong reasons. They asked because it was pumping, and then they probably FOMO'd in, and then now that it came down, they regret it. Don't buy Sui or don't buy anything that's on a crazy pump. Learn about the project first and then get in before the crazy pumps, right? But I don't know actually why Sui pumped. Oh, I actually do because Grayscale added them as a trust. I would say just be careful about Sui's unlock schedule, which is quite extensive over the next few years, but it's a fine project. The one who cares, other than Bitcoin and ETH, does Sol have any competitors? All the L2s are competitors. I say Base is a big competitor. The good thing is there's no token, right? That's also the bad thing. You can't benefit from Base's rise to the top, so to speak, right? Edward says, will Bitcoin backing WBDC be confiscated by the government? No. Yeah, I'm just going to say no. Mike Lowry, thanks for all you do. You're welcome. Kava cheap right now. Are you bullish? No, I'm not. Can you say a few words about VeChain? Is the price recovering? Yes. Daniel Kwan, they messed the whole thing about rate cuts. It's now 25 basis point cut. It's going to be considered bearish. Can't win. 25% is still 25%. It's better than none. But I do prefer a 50 basis point cut instead. Strip club near me. What a name. Aren't you tired of weekly manipulation? It is. I honestly I don't mind it that much. I just mind all the hate and negativity that comes from it. But outside that, if I was just like not streaming and just sitting at home, I wouldn't really care about the price at all. Because I know that we will get past this. We're in a phase where we're doing quite well. We slid down a little bit, but we're going to get past it and we're going to form new highs, right? It's just a matter of waiting it out right now. Joe Lamas, what does Matic need to do to make a comeback? Low key has been one of the biggest non-rug mismanagement collapses in his crypto history. I don't know. I think you're right there. I think they have a lot of money. They're trying, but they grew very fast and they didn't know what to do. But, who knows? They have ZK EVM, which Immutable is using, and others are too. So maybe they could pull themselves around with that. They're licensing it out. I don't know. Fundamentally, it seems like they have other issues they need to work on, but I don't know how they could fix things. This whole Matic 2 conversion with pull that's coming up soon, I think that'll be confusing for a lot of people, and hopefully Coinbase supports it. If they don't, that's going to confuse more people. Dominic, message retracted. Oh, by the way, I want to share you guys my idea for Saturdays from now on. You guys know I have a passion for cars. A lot of you guys do too. And I want to do something different. So everyone loves my Sunday walk videos, right? I've met so many people that say they really love it. Even people that stop watching my daily streams still watch my Sunday walk videos. So I want to do something similar, but with cars. So I'm going to start doing Saturday drive videos, basically, because I borrow cars from manufacturers. So every Saturday, what I plan on doing is just going for a drive and talking crypto. So it'll be something different every week because I'll be driving a new car, and I could talk about crypto, talk a little bit about the car, and then it'll be different. It'll be different than my normal Saturday streams. I think I'm gonna try that this week. I'm gonna just keep on doing it. I don't think it's gonna be too much burden. I think it'll be fun and it'll still be educational. And those that like my Sunday walk videos will like it too. So, what makes you think ICP is centralized but Sol's not? There's different kinds of centralization, man. And if you love ICP, continue to love ICP. Who cares? Who cares if I like Sol or not? If you like ICP and you think it's the winner, then continue to hold on DC8. I never understood why people need me to like what they like. There's 2 million coins. You can love ICP all you want. If you think it's the most decentralized coin there is, then continue to hold on DC8. That's it. Is it okay to hold WBDC? Sure. If the dollar collapses or WW3 breaks out, would he move to another country? If so, where? I don't know. Not something I've ever given two thoughts about. Yeah, I haven't really thought about it. Will you be drinking Blue Label while driving? No. No, I will not. I will be just driving different cars around. And if I run out of cars, I'll just drive my own cars. How does it feel to have a Ferrari? Is it like any other car? It is and it isn't. You got to be a lot more careful with it. You're not going to just park it anywhere when you go out. It's amazing to look at. It's amazing to know that you can afford a Ferrari. But when you're driving it, I mean, at least mine drives like a normal luxury car. Besides, it sits really low and it's really fast and it sounds nice, but it feels like a luxury car. It's not like the old school Ferrari feels, which is good and bad. Do I own an F4? No, no. That's like a 2.5 million car. What's your favorite Porsche? I don't know. I've never driven really any Porsches. So if I was going to get one, it'd probably be a 911 Turbo or Turbo S. Would you consider a truck? Yes. I love trucks. Every day I look at like the TRXs or the Raptors that drive by and it makes me want to get one. Teresa, on my way to Vietnam for 3 months, courtesy of BDC. Congrats. Congrats. Have some fun in Vietnam. Seems like a lot of people like my Saturday idea. I think it's going to be good. And plus, I have a car channel. So those that like the car and want to see the full review, you could go to my car channel. But I don't really review a lot of cars on my car channel anymore. It's, my teammates, Josh, which you guys know from Dirty Degens, and Steve. But still, you know, I think it's going to be good all around. I just don't know when I'm going to actually get up and drive and actually get the video out. I feel like Dominic, I'm glad you cooled off from the ICP. I feel like AI narrative cryptos will be the huge next cycle. I mean, yeah, people said that earlier this year in March, and it happened a little bit, and then it really cooled off. I think the ones you named makes a lot of sense. FET, Tau, Render, yes, they're all part of that narrative. Um, there's more depend plays that are also in AI. And I'm sure they will heat up once again once the market heats up. But just know that none of the AI plays in crypto can really compete with the true AI data models or language models, or the chat assistants of like Google and Microsoft and others, right? It's still very early, very early. But I think they will end up doing well. Did you end up getting a Cybertruck? No, no. I see it all the time now. I see it all the time. Everywhere. So it's not special. I really think that Elon kind of screwed up. He should have made Cybertrucks more expensive, to be honest. Now everyone has one. It's too affordable. It's going to be like the iPhone syndrome. When the iPhone first came out, it was expensive. No one had it. So people that had it look really cool, just like the people that are driving Cybertrucks right now. But that's debatable. Later on, when everyone had iPhone, it's not cool anymore. It's going to be the same thing. You're starting to see too many Cybertrucks everywhere. He should have made Cybertrucks more expensive. That made it more exclusive, so you wouldn't see it as much. But, you know, it is what it is. And you could get a Cybertruck without waiting now. You could go on the website and order and get one immediately. So it's not hard to get right now. I've seen at least 10 within the last like 2 months. Probably even more than that. World Health Organization just declared global monkeypox outbreak. I saw that. I don't really, not my thing. I'm in the Fort Lauderdale area. I see them all over. Yep. I see them all over, even in Nashville. You know, you would figure in Nashville you wouldn't see a lot of Cybertrucks. I saw like 3 of them in Nashville. They're all over the place. I mean, it's very unique. I'll admit, you know, if I see one, I still stare at it. But I've seen so many bad reviews of it. You know, I just don't think it's worth it. If you could get a Cybertruck for like 50 or 60,000, sure, it'd probably be worth it. But for 100,000, no. Why every other fear greed index not the same as yours? I don't know. I'm using the one that everyone uses, okay? So I don't know what anyone else is using or what you're saying. If you type in Google fear and greed index for crypto, this is the one that's always been. Today I saw a Hummer EV. Those are, yeah, not a fan of those. Not a fan of those. I own 3 strip clubs here in Arizona. I want to start a coin that is backed by my business. Any developer you recommend? I don't know any developers. But if I'm ever in Arizona, I'll have to check out your clubs. I love visiting or talking to girls with daddy issues all around the world. I've never been to Arizona. I have been, but I don't think I've ever really. I think I just drove by Arizona. I don't think I've ever actually visited and stayed in Arizona long term. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. But the new Hummer could drive sideways. Yeah, it's very difficult to enable, and once you do, it doesn't do it automatically. So, um, it's not as good as it looks. Let's put it that way. All right, guys, I'll let you guys go. Overall, we got some inflation data today. Somehow it tanked. It tanked tech, including Bitcoin. But that's because those that sold didn't understand what they were selling, right? Those that do understand what they are selling, they wouldn't be selling it because they know this is time to be accumulating, like everyone here, right? There are so many that are holding and DCAing. It's the right move. Don't get feared out of the market. Stay strong, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, have a good one. Last question, what is the deal with Aave this week? I don't know, have not been paying attention. All right.